Happy Friday, everybody. And I have been cleaning today because we're going into the new year. So if you know, you know. Like everything is about to be tossed out and not coming into the new year with us. So I've been busy doing that. But while I was cleaning, I was listening to Future. And this is something I listen to like all the time. Like I'm always listening to Future. But I was listening to Red Leather. And J. Cole said, "Why does sin give us all the sensation?" And that's an easy answer because it's fun. Like, sinning is fun. Like, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, the shit is fun. Gluttony. Like, when people are doing those daggone hot dog challenges and stuff like that, or when you're going out to your favorite restaurant and you're pigging out, like, that's gluttonous. But the shit is fun while you're doing it. It tastes good while you're doing it, but you're not making it like it's an addiction. So what's so terrible about it? Like, or what is it? Greed. Like, you can have greed to a certain extent. Like, that shit is fun, like when you're chasing the bag. But like, if you're doing it in a way that's not righteous, and you just know like you're doing this in a way that it's not conducive for anybody, then that's when you're off balance, and that's when it becomes a problem. But sinning is fun. We all know that it's fun. We just don't want to admit it because it's like, I guess, taboo. But these sins are basically what somebody told us is right or wrong. I believe that we should all live life how we want to live life, because that's when you're living in your true self. Like, I did not incarnate on this planet to constantly live by something that somebody else told me. Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't grow myself or my soul if I'm constantly hitting roadblocks because somebody's telling me, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing this because you're committing this sin." No, I'm not going to live by that, because if we all like start to like really do that, then we're living in a position to where you're not thinking for yourself. You don't know what to think. And this is where I think, these are my beliefs, my theories, is where like mental health problems start to set in, because there's all this stuff that you want to do, but you feel like you can't do it because you're having the church or whoever, your family, your wife, whatever, tell you that, oh, you're going to commit a sin if you do this. But yeah, I think we all need to get over limiting ourselves because of what somebody else think is wrong for our life. I think that if more people got together with people that understand them, then we wouldn't have such an imbalance. Like, people wouldn't be in the positions that they're in, because a lot of this stuff is suppressed. Like, we're told that you're not supposed to be lustful or have somebody lusting after you, but that's fun. That is absolutely fun. It is so fun for a woman to really tap into her feminine energy and, just have a man after her. And like, it should feel the same way for a man. Like, that shit, it's fun. Like, it's energy attracting. We're being attracted to something else of the opposite sex, and we're wanting to get something from them. Like, that's nature. That's just how it is. But that's deemed as lustful, and you're told that you shouldn't do that. So basically, you're being told not to embrace that feminine or that masculine energy, that strong seduction energy within you. And I think that's completely crazy. But there can be an imbalance. Like, you can be too lustful if like you don't know how to control yourself. And this is why we need to be aware of who we are and have discernment and just know what we're doing. Because a lot of the times, all of the times, it's not a lot, all of the times, we know exactly what we're doing. But we want to act like, oh, I didn't know. If I would have known this, then da 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 da. No, you know exactly what you're doing. And like, that's why, like, I feel like, let's say you want to dress as a clown and you're told, no, you can't dress as a clown because you're committing a sin that's morally wrong, da 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 da. So you're going to go your entire life suppressing that, and then that shit becomes unhealthy. Whereas, let's say you're a kid and your parents, they let you dress as a clown. That's what you want to do. You eventually outgrow it because it's like, all right, I got that out of my system. But if you're told, like, as a kid, like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't. This is wrong. And this is something that you always wanted to do. So you're suppressing all of that stuff, and then you grow into an adult, and it's something that's not healthy. A lot of the stuff, like, they're considered sins, but you just have to know your balance. You have to balance that stuff out yourself and not get it to a point where you're now facing a mental health crisis or you're just in a bad spot just because you can't control it. But sinning is fun. Whether people want to say it or not, that shit is fun. And that's why everyone commits a sin. And nobody's sins is better than the next person's sins. And let's not take it like too far left. You know what I mean. But yeah, if you're not harming anybody, like this is healthy things that you want to do. I just don't see the issue. I don't see the issue. I don't see a problem with living life and having these experiences. Because as kids, we commit a lot of sins as kids. But think about it. That's when we're free. We're not as restricted. Our energy, we're taking in all of this stuff. It's more pure. So we're just living until somebody comes and tells us something is bad. And we know things that are bad. I'm talking about things that are just like, that can be checked at the door. But yeah, like, let's say you do want to live as a clown. If you get with somebody, you come into the relationship, hey, I like dressing as a clown. This is what I want to do. Now, if you go in a relationship with somebody that is going to constantly joke on you or belittle you, you're not going to want to stay in a situation like that. And that's where you could become like it'll become like an unhealthy issue there. But if you come into this relationship, hey, I like doing this, and this person, they're accepting of you, and they said, okay, well, let's put some rules in place. I don't mind you doing this, but let's put rules in place. We're on the same page. Everybody's needs are being met, and you're getting to be yourself. Or if, like, let's take it to a little bit more of something that we're all going to be able to understand. Somebody that's a cheater. I feel like people know exactly what they're walking into. You see the stuff, you just don't want to check it. I feel like if that's something that you want to do, have other partners, this is something that should be brought to the attention like in the beginning. But people, they be knowing what they getting themselves into off rip. Like it's not a surprise or anything. Like we all be knowing what's up. But yeah, if you're a cheater and you know that you're not going to be able to be in a relationship, then something unhealthy went wrong in your life. This is my opinion. Something healthy had went wrong where you can't control doing this. Somewhere you're being limited in doing what what it is that you really want to do. For example, look at Neo. He loves women. We all like to look at women. We all love to be around women. Like, let's be obvious. And we know that, like, guys, especially guys that are successful, they're going to want to be surrounded by pretty females. His other wives, she wasn't accepting of that. That's fine. That's perfectly cool. But he's living in his truth. And he appears to be happy living in his truth. And he's letting you know, like, hey, if you want to be with me, then this is what you're going to be getting yourself into. But he should have been, forthcoming in the beginning to be like, this is what's up. Or I don't know, the girl, I don't know how their relationship was before. I really don't get into stuff like that. But I just know Neo has like 3 girlfriends. I don't really know what the situation was with his wives before, whether he cheated on somebody and ended up with her. I don't know. And that's a situation right there, prime example. Like, people know what's up. They know what they're getting themselves into, and then want to act surprised when, it happens. That's what, like, start just accepting people for who they are. Start being a real nigga today. Like, be real with yourself. We know, you all know, you yourself know that there are sins that you do that you like to do. Deep down, you know that you like to do it, but you just don't want to say it. And this is where we are in a community where everybody is judging, telling you what's right and what's wrong, instead of doing what they feel what's right is wrong. And they're going to feel like their sins are better than your sins, when at the end of the day, it's still a sin. Either way, you're limiting yourself by considering it to be that. And I think you should live your life. Do what's suitable for you. And I am thinking about starting another YouTube channel, like really going deep and like telling crazy, crazy stories. Because I know me, like when I came into my spiritual awakening, I had went through a really, really crazy situation that I put myself into. I did it all myself because, stuff be crazy like that. But if I'm being real with myself and holding myself accountable, I created the entire situation. But that for me, creating that much chaos in my life, that brought me to my awakening and like really tapping in and figuring out who I am. And being an empath, like, people are always coming to me telling me stories. I've heard some of the craziest stories, but I realized that it's all about energy. Like, somebody somewhere, like, it's something is off, and this is why they make the wild decisions that they make in their lives. And that just took me just like hearing like these different types of crazy stories, me being put in situations myself and having to learn. And this, like, I had to go on, like, I think it's called like a dark night of the soul, and like really seeing some stuff about myself, like the harsh truth. And this is why, like, I'm just so comfortable with myself, because I know all of the harsh truths about myself. Like, I wanted to where nobody can tell me about me because I already know. I'm comfortable with myself. Why are you not comfortable with yourself that you have to feel like that you have to call me out about something when I already know? So it's just like no point. But yeah, I want to start another page, but I want that to be like more adult friendly, more geared towards women, because I feel like women, we have the bull by the horns right now, and we need to wake up more and embrace our energy and what the fuck we contribute to this planet. But I'm not going to put any of those stories on here because my nieces follow me on here, and my nieces are near and dear to me, and I'm near and dear to them. And I don't want their, poor little teenage ears to hear some of that stuff, even though, like, I keep it 100, like, all the way real with them. Like, my niece, one of them, she's bi, or whatever she wants to call it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, you're telling me this, but girl, you're 16 years old. Do you know, like, how much stuff that you're about to go through, and you're telling me that you're this? All right, check back with me let me know where you're at when you're 18 years old. And then let me know again when you're 25. And then let me know again when you're 30. But, like, it's like, oh, okay. Like, you're telling me this, oh, okay. But she know what's up. I'm not going to lie to them. And that's because I don't want to. Like, we have to change the trajectory of our bloodlines. And it has to be somebody in the family, and it starts with me. But I keep it real with everybody. And that's because I want you to keep it real with me. And I don't like to sugarcoat things, because if somebody's sugarcoating something with me, I'm not going to understand you. That's why I need you to be 100%. Like, tell me, like, what's up? Be straightforward with me, or I'm just going to get confused, and you're going to think I'm playing dumb when I just need you to just be 100. But I want everybody to get to the point where we can be straight up, because somebody's going to fuck with you. not everybody, but somebody's gonna fuck with you, and that's how you're weeding out who belongs in your soul tribe, your life, whatever you want to call it, your family. That's how you weed those people out. So I mean, whoever don't fuck with you, like, it's not meant for them to be there. That's like why we have like attraction to certain people's energies. We fuck with them. Don't know what it is, but we just fuck with them, and that's cool because that person could be meant to be there. And you can tell, if you have the gift of discernment, you can tell who is meant to be there, and who's not. But y'all let me know what you think. Do y'all like sinning? Or is this too much? Like, do I sound crazy for saying that sinning is fun? Because in my opinion, it is. Nobody wants to admit it, but everything that you do that's considered a sin, you had a good time. You have a story to tell. People can judge you all they want, but you have a story to tell, and that's something that you're going to take. At least you got the chance to do it. Whatever it is, whether it's eating that 17-pound steak, or whether it's having sex with 100 guys in 24 hours. Now that's something completely different. She definitely didn't want to do that, and that's something that I definitely will not condone unless this is something that, that you're really into, like you're legit into that. But as a means of just making money, and you don't know what energy you're letting into your field, yeah, I can go deep into all of that stuff, but I'm going to do that on my other channel whenever I decide to create that. But I think that one is going to be more dope because I have a ton of stories that are real life events, but they're all learning experiences that I grabbed from them and, created my own theory on it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think sin is. What do you think about sin? Should we not sin? I don't know. Everybody have their own different thoughts, theories, opinions. Let me know. All right, I am about to head into Tampa to do more shopping for my teenager because she wants a Lululemon jacket. So I gotta go. All right, talk to you guys later.